so cold.
Yeah, permafrost and wind beats it. Water rushing over it and everything.
There's somebody in a car up there.
Dude, taking a car out here is so ballsy. That is a bold move. Didn't seem to lead you kind of UTV guys. No waves back there.
This whole thing is a river. It's just mind-blowing. Unfortunately, it's too foggy to see all the mountains.
You can see it back that way. Beautiful. Got crew hopped out, little binoculars. You can see these white little dots right here. Some mountain sheep. Look at them moving. Oh my gosh.
Doll sheep, yeah.
Really?
Doll sheep. That's as close as you'll ever get to a doll sheep. I have put in for this hunt for here.
Wow.
But they don't give out with so many tags. And it has to be a ram. Those are, that many together is all used in babies.
But you start trying to walk up that hill and they're running. They see you forever.
You have to go all the way up top and hunt them from the up above them.
Wow.
That's the only way you kill them.
That's awesome.
Can't see much though on the camera.
14 degrees.
Okay. Can't see.
Wow.
There's a mountain right there.
Oh wow. Oh my god.
Whoa, there's a four-wheeler out there. That's the glacier. We're here.
This is it?
Yeah, over to the right. There's big pieces of ice
Oh
over
my
here.
god.
I hate that it's not clear. People are ice skating out there.
Ice skating on the glacier.
it.
Oh, lick it. You just lick some germ
We should
from a million years ago that's been preserved in the frogs.
Oh, there's another fire down here.
Nice.
They're playing hockey on the glacier. Honey, not the time. Babe, I'm serious. Let me out. Let me out.
We're up here on top of the glacier lake. It's so foggy you can't see the bergs anymore. But we got our setup here. Summer chefing it up. A couple hot jets. Already crushed.
We already crushed the sandwiches.
I already crushed a sandwich and a half. And a whole spicy noodle. And we're getting Summer cooking here. She's gonna get her PB&J. A nice cold Coke. Go with that view. We're about to walk down this way onto the glacier again, and you'll see all the different, oh, you can kind of see that, but just huge things of ice.
I just shimmied through there. Oh, I see.
Oh my gosh, no way.
Yeah, I walked all the way from that side.
That's a hole.
I'll bet. Keep it.
No way I'm doing this. There's no way that I'm doing this right now.
You just saw me do it.
Oh my
I think
god.
it's just like
Turn back, turn back, turn back. I'm getting out. Ah!
There's a moose. There's a moose.
No way.
There's a moose right there. Right there. Oh, yeah, right there in the woods. You see it?
Yes,
There's
yes.
a moose. Keep on going, baby. Keep on going.
That's...
Did you see how tall that thing was?
Alright, welcome back. Kickback number 17, lucky number 17. I've got Summer with me. This beautiful lady is my girlfriend, and it's your first time being on here.
It is. And now I can introduce myself as Summer Dagenhart, BSN RN, though.
Yep, big nurse lady,
behind my name now.
big graduate.
Yeah,
Wow,
I know.
it's gotta feel good.
Mm-hmm.
Feels good on this side. Big sugar mama vibes.
Yeah, I'm in like week 6 of my orientation. I'll be done in February.
Yeah.
Yeah, big
Oh,
things
yeah.
are coming.
So guys, I'm starting a race team. I'm just gonna have a big picture of Summer on the hood of the car.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No, that's it's been a long time coming, and you know, really excited about you getting to do what you wanted to do for a long time.
Yeah.
Talking about it for a long time, and lots of stressful nights and long nights of studying.
Over 3 years it took to get here.
It's extreme. It was an extreme process. I don't wish that on anybody.
Nursing school?
No.
No,
don't
I
know.
would never either.
Don't know why people do it. And you guys know how bad it is and how hard it is, but you guys still do it.
We still show up every day.
Yeah, not me. I
And
couldn't.
I gotta work this weekend throughout the snow that we're expecting.
Yeah. So I gotta get her to work.
So we'll be leaving for Knoxville in the morning.
Yeah. Yeah.
We enjoy the double life. Not really. But
It's so tough to pick between what I like more,
it is.
Knoxville or
offer-
home in Virginia.
Yeah.
I switch once a week. I switch back and forth, like where I want to be and what I want to be doing. But
Tomorrow might change that. Since what we're doing.
maybe. We spent the evening kind of looking at different houses.
Mhm.
So, kind of getting an idea and getting information and trying to draw up some plans, and found one that we really like that's
Oh, way out of
too
our
expensive. But maybe there's some way that we
criteria. There's
can
some potential.
find a little strategy to make it work. I think there is a way to swing around the different finance ways and get some kind of creditization towards, if that's a word. Sorry, I got cut off there. Every time I get a phone call, my computer stops recording. So that's a big, issue that probably should be turned off. But on houses, yeah, there's different ways that, first-time homebuyers can prove their income sources and prove the reliability of their income and what they expect to be getting in the next years. And if you can document that or get that in writing, then, there's a lot that can happen. And if you promise to, like farm loans, if you promise to do X amount of crop on your land and improvements to your land and use it for agricultural purposes, you can get big grants and stuff. So lots of things to do. Can see my breath in here. It's a crisp 50 degrees. It might be 50 degrees. It was below 40 in here
It feels like 50.
when we came in, and it was definitely, it's 30. It's in the 20s outside.
No, it's in the teens tonight.
Really?
Hmm. Which was surprisingly we did not experience in Alaska at all.
No. So that's kind of what I wanted to get to next.
Yeah.
Is good segue.
I've never seen you open a beer like that.
Well, that's how we do it on here.
Oh, okay.
We find a tool.
I was gonna offer to open your beer, but
No,
over on
no.
the wall.
No, you do it like this.
Okay.
You have a tool for it. So, next time there could be a screwdriver sitting there, and you just gotta kind of figure it out. But for right now, in the last couple episodes, it's been a pair of channel locks. Yeah. So there's multiple angles you can take. Max did it a different way than I do. It was interesting to watch him do it because he opened it.
That's what I was envisioning. Yeah.
He had it open further and put the whole thing on both edges, and then pulled back.
I feel like I would have done it a different way even too.
Really?
Mhm.
What would you have done?
There's potential to do it in between here. I feel like maybe.
Yeah. She's talking about in between the two forks, not up here on the business end, but down here in the pinching end. It's a interesting way to go about it. Next one, I'll let you do that.
Okay.
Yeah. Mhm.
Oh, your mom just texted me.
What about?
Tried to call you too. Getting lots of phone calls. That wasn't her that called you.
About the weather?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
We're gonna be facing
Big
back in the
weather.
morning, but
Big weather lady.
we've been following.
Those are some pants.
Yeah, they have some sparkles in them.
Yeah, they
They're
do.
not the most comfortable to go downwards, but
No,
they
I
go
didn't know
upwards.
I didn't know they had those patterns.
yeah.
I didn't notice that when you got those for Christmas.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we were in Alaska for Christmas. Flew up that Sunday, and came back Sunday after.
Mm-hmm. It was a night flight.
It was we left the house at 4 a.m.
yes.
and got to Alaska. I got there at 6:30.
Yeah.
At
Total of 12 hours of flying about.
that's about
Including
14.
layovers.
Yeah.
Oh, including layovers, yeah.
Yeah. 14 hours of travel to get up there. It's insane.
Yes, it is.
But I would say it was well worth it.
Oh, 100%.
I mean, everywhere, like, you get off the plane and you're like, oh, this is like a regional airport. You know, it's not that big.
No, it's not that big.
You go and, you know, get your bags and there's bear and moose and wolves, like all taxidermied in these big boxes. And you're like, okay, you know, that's interesting. They're really strutting. They're really, really showing their hand right off the bat. Like, hey, this is what we got. Take it or leave it. As some people would say, they shot their wad really early. And so I was like, wow, these are really big animals that I'm looking at in here while I'm waiting for my bags for 30 minutes. And
I feel like the worst airport that we had to wait for our bags, though, was Tennessee, though.
yeah,
Knoxville.
that was atrocious.
Yeah.
Tyson McGee Airport.
Mm-hmm.
I think we waited there for an hour and a half.
Yes, because our poor Uber driver had to wait on us
Yep.
the whole time.
Had an Uber driver scheduled. I delayed him because our plane was going to be late.
Yeah.
And then I had to delay him more. He was just waiting in the parking lot while we waited an hour and a half for our bags. I felt really bad for that. But he was a G about it.
Absolutely, But it felt really good to finally show you where I grew up.
Yeah. Yeah, so you get there and it's like you get out of the airport and everything's normal. There's just like snow on the ground. And
Not that much, though.
not that much snow when we were up there. You drive around and it's like a normal town. It's kind of like the area coming from the airport into the town was kind of a dump. And I was kind of looking around like, oh, you know, what are we getting into? Yeah. And then we kind of got over to a nicer area, went and got dinner. And then went to your sister's house.
She also lived in a mediocre area.
Yeah.
It was very close to...
A bunch of people.
Mm-hmm.
But that's, you know, suburban area.
Yes.
It was definitely different than suburban areas in, you know, here in Virginia.
Yeah, the houses
I would say there's a lot more. Well, the architecture is definitely different. The architecture up there is totally functionality. Like they're boxes. Every building is basically 4 walls and a roof, and everything's just flat. There's no design. You know, there's very little creativity in the architecture. It is purely, you know, we need a structure. We need to stay warm. Yeah, you need it fast, and you don't want to use a lot of materials.
No, because lumber up there is insane. Everything in there, we didn't pay too much attention to the gas prices, but
well, they just don't have the.
They don't have. It takes everything.
They don't have the facilities that we do. Like, it's so much easier for a store local to us to get connected with a place that makes nails and screws, you know, and then they put those on their shelves so we can use them. But up there, it's like, you know, I don't even know if there's a place that makes those manufacturing goods in Alaska, you know. So imagine how hard it is. Yeah, how hard it is to get good pricing on those materials. Yeah. Well, if you have to get it delivered.
Oh,
it's not in Alaska.
No, you're right.
Right. Okay. Yeah. So, closest place that makes all those building materials are, you know, nail guns and braces for your trusses on the roof and everything. Like, who makes that in Alaska? Oh, nobody. We got to order it from Washington or, you know, Oregon. Then, hey, you're shit out of luck. That's going to cost, I mean, dollars per product.
From Knoxville to send up a few things, it was almost $200 just delivered by the mail.
A package like this.
It was bigger than that. It was like a clock arm, so.
Yeah.
I don't know how to judge that.
Yeah.
I wish I would have brought the bottle of.
Oh, rookie mistake. You can open that Corona though. You can move on to beer.
No.
Yeah, you got it.
I was drinking beer the past 2 days and
hey,
switching it up.
You don't have to sell us out like that.
And it's Wednesday.
Just drink a beer every day.
Yeah.
It's not Wednesday.
It's Thursday.
It's Thursday. We record on Thursdays.
Oh.
And we post on Fridays when we're not sick or out of town. That's how it goes, guys. But, so we leave your sister's place the next day and go to Thunderbird Falls. And, you know, I'll put a couple pictures up on here because I have probably 600 plus photos from this week. But
it's like 3 weeks ago, but
yeah, this entire week.
Oh, okay.
Of them that I'm talking about. Through the course of this week that is in question, I've got over 600 photos, and they are all just like, well, not all of them. I took a couple pictures of just like the coffee shop and like, you know, a couple stores to show like how the architecture is different. Took a couple pictures, some funny ones of you guys, you and your sister. But it really was like, you got out into the countryside and everything
Like
you saw.
About Palmer, the flats and everything, once you got out of the city?
Yeah, just driving around. Not in the city. Doesn't have to be Palmer. It can be south of Anchorage. Everything was beautiful. Like,
undescribable. It's just like, it didn't feel real. Like, I grew up there, but
absolutely, like, felt like I was looking at a picture frame
the whole time.
And I've said this over and over because everybody asks, and you have to tell them, like, you know, couldn't believe what you're seeing. You know, you turn around 360 degrees, surrounded by mountains that are bigger than anything you've ever seen, and you can't even see like the top of it because it's just it's so far away, it's blurry, and you're like,
and you didn't even see the tallest one when we were there.
Right.
My mom wanted to drive almost 2.5 hours just one way.
For me to see how tall that mountain was.
The tallest mountain, which is Mount McKinley, but also known as Mount Denali. And it's 2,300 feet. It's very close to Everett, I think.
2,300 feet?
I mean, no, I'm sorry. 20,300 feet.
20,300?
Yeah.
Wow. And the ones we were looking at were like 7,000.
But
oh my God, I can't imagine.
You can't get as close as you'd want to Mount Denali.
Why?
You can see it from the road, but that's as close as I've ever been.
Why can't you go close to it?
You would have to hike and make it an expedition, which really catches your eye, I can tell.
Well, I think I know what we're doing next time.
You would have loved when my dad was like younger because he would take Sky on like the bear trips and they would just like camp out and hunt.
That sounds like so much fun.
Yeah, because everywhere that we went, whether it was Thunderbird Falls or Hatchers or the glacier, you're like, I want to stay here.
Yeah.
And it was hard to drag you away.
It was, Thunderbird Falls was like this trail that you walked on for a while and then you got down to this river or creek bed. I mean, it turns into a river.
No, it was a
It turns
waterfall.
into a river at the bottom and then you walk up the river.
Yeah, and then it's a waterfall.
Yeah. I was getting there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you just jumped in on me there. But I was
That's
getting
the
there.
main attraction, though, is the Thunderbird Falls.
Yeah. But, I mean, the river is just as beautiful because when you're there, it's like 95% of it is frozen up and it's all, you know, however the water freezes when the ice is forming is how it shapes. So you'll get like slides and whoops in it. So beautiful. And then breaks like shelves where in the middle you can just like look down in there and it goes like way back and you realize, oh man, I'm in the middle of a, you know, creek stream that is 20 feet wide.
Not a river, but I mean.
Yeah, strong creek, small river. I mean, it so wide, and then you're just standing.
How big would you say was like the ice that we saw?
How thick was like the one we were walking on?
Yeah, I guess so. Because you could see the other
At
side.
least 2 feet thick.
Yeah.
I mean, it was just
I agree.
It was frozen solid, but you were walking out over. It would freeze on the bank, and then you like, it would be hollow underneath. So all the water was flowing underneath you, and you were just walking out over it, over 2 feet of ice. It was so nuts. But then you walk up it and you go into the kind of closing between these two mountains, and from way above your head just comes pouring down all this water, and it's spraying and splashing everywhere and freezing against everything and creating these awesome ice formations. And you can just lay there and taking in the most perfect winter scene possible.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing that could have been more satisfying or more beautiful than
No, I definitely
just
think
laying
that
there.
was the prettiest thing that we saw.
Yeah.
Because we got to see it overhead. We went to the overlook first, and then we made the little trek down, and you climbed up the side of the mountain, I guess, so we were on.
That was hard. Harder than I thought it was going to be.
It looked like you were going to slide down at many points.
Yeah. No, I almost did a lot. I would slip and then just like spread out further so my body it was such a steep incline. And it, if you're looking at it from the outside, it doesn't look like it. But once I got on it and started trying to climb, and it's snow and ice covered. So every step, I'm either punching my hand into the ice and grabbing onto the ice, or I'm finding like a tree, a root sticking out of the ground, and I'm trying to grab a hold. And it was, man, I mean, probably 40 yards. 30, 40 yards up that
because we
gap.
went up the right trail, and that trail was steep as is.
Yeah.
Covered in ice.
And
And the side of the mountain was even steeper. So I don't even...
I was going up, and I had to find trees that I could wrap my arm onto, and then I couldn't get up too high. Everything had to be prone. Or if you got up too high and your center of gravity got too high, you would fall backwards off of the hill and go all the way down, and that would have hurt so bad. But just grabbing on the trees that you could find spaced out up this trail, and then looping onto it and getting your feet on it, and then just pushing and sliding on the ice to stand up and grab something else. It was so cool. Like, actually scaling that. And I was wore out. I was out of breath after that, like just 40 yards of that.
We still had to walk back to the car.
Yeah. Yeah. But then, going out into the valley, walking on these glacier flats that the big glacier receded from.
We went to Kickback Glacier, but there's also like so many other glaciers. There's Matanuska Glacier. I can't even think of the other ones right now, but
Under pressure.
yeah.
That was the most beautiful thing. But when they recede back over these beds, like it's now a river because it's just, the natural low point of the valley. Everything underneath them gets ground up into a gravel and dust and silt.
It's a fine rock that, they call silt.
Yeah.
And when the high winds pick up, that thing goes everywhere. And it's not, it gets blown from the glacier to people's houses. You see it in your window cracks. You see it all over the side of the roads.
Mm.
It's in the parking
It's
lots.
all in their snow. Like,
it is, yes.
all the snow that they push in the city is covered in this silt, so it's all like black and gray snow.
Mm-hmm.
It's weird. Really weird.
How tall would you say was like the biggest iceberg that we saw, I guess?
At the glacier?
Yeah.
I was standing under one that had to be 30, 40 feet.
That was taller than I was thinking.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
That one, there was one that was at least 4 times my height. So, at least like 24, 25 feet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And
it
wasn't
had to
even
be
a
more.
clear day, so we couldn't
No.
see out as far as
And
it
when we
would.
walked, like, this was Saturday on our last day.
Yeah.
We rode over 25 miles out to the, Kickback Glacier.
K-N-I.
And you ride across through these woods and through these trails that are all ice, and then you go out into the glacier flat, and it's just, it might be over a mile wide between these two mountains. So beautiful. And you're running flat out in these UTVs across whoops and through creek beds and everything out there. The silt and gravel is so barren of nutrients that the only thing that grows out there are these hardy stick plants that just like they're ugly. You know, they grow all ugly and everything.
It's the bush. It's called the bush in some places, and it's also the tundra. Like it's only
right
stuff that can grow there all around.
Hardy plants,
yeah.
And you know, you come out of the woods and you get onto the glacier flat where it travels back towards the glacier, and you look across towards the other mountain, and you just come. We came out from around one mountain, the start of one, and you look across to the other one, and you can't even see the bottom of it because it's over a mile, 2 miles across, and there's creeks and riverbeds over there, but you know, we're just going flat out.
Cross a like
came up on a big river real fast.
Oh, we did, yes, but the big percentage of our trip was also traveling over the river that was frozen.
Oh yeah. We were just driving on straight ice.
You told me to screenshot when I looked on Snapchat, and I looked at the location because we lost my sister at that one point.
Yeah.
And I was like, we are on a big river
We were driving like over a mile or two
you can
on
even drive
straight
on
ice.
If it's cold enough.
Yeah. Like when we came through these woods, and then we saw this huge hill, and we, you know, obviously you hightail it towards that hill because it's flat out, and you climb it, and it's this sharp crest at the top, and you pop up over it, and then it's just boom.
That river was rushing so fast.
Well, I'm talking about the glacier. The river was when we came out of the woods. The glacier, when you crest that hill and you look out over the glacier, or it's not even the glacier because you couldn't see it. It's a couple miles back into the fog, but it's the frozen lake. The glacier rocks are sitting there in the frozen lake, just blue and clear and magnificent.
You unfortunately didn't get to try glacier water, but you did get to lick it.
I licked it.
But you didn't get to drink from a glacier. You can do that during the summer.
I bet it's good water. What does it taste like?
It's like the coldest water that you'll ever drink. I mean, it does, of course, have a little bit of silt, but...
Did you taste it?
Oh, many times, yeah. That was mostly at, like, Matanuska Glacier, though.
What did it taste like?
I don't know, just, like, super ice cold. Because it's...
Tasted cold?
Obviously.
All right.
But it was very crisp.
I'll take your word for it.
I personally have never, like, swam in it, but my dad and Sky have. I got too nervous, and I wouldn't consider it fear of water, but...
You don't go underwater
No,
at all.
not the best moment.
Fear of your head being underwater.
Yeah, so I chose to opt out, and they just swam in the glacier.
Yeah, I don't know how quick I'd jump in that cold water anyway.
Yeah. But
can't be warm if it's pouring off of a giant block of ice. It can't be warm.
No. And then you have to trek back to whatever you arrived in.
Yeah. Yeah. But
well,
luckily,
maybe we'll go during the summer again very soon with my uncle and go fishing and you get to experience catching salmon.
Oh yeah.
You got to eat some fresh halibut and salmon that my parents cooked for
That was amazing. My stomach did not agree with it at all, but it tasted amazing. The salmon was just so flaky, falling apart. You know, great smoky flavor. Fried halibut nuggets.
Those
were great.
Behind, yeah,
they were great. Good job on the cooking by your pops.
Looks like it dropped down to 40 in here because you turned off that propane.
It is definitely down to 40 now.
I can feel it.
Yeah, that's not what you want.
This little heater's not doing much.
It's keeping my legs warm though. I'm enjoying that.
Oh yeah. Cold.
This is nice. We've got a tiny space heater down here. But we went to the glacier at the end of the week. After the falls, I think we went to see this beached whale at the bay.
That's the only wildlife that we didn't get to see is whales.
Yeah, we almost saw a dead one, but they wouldn't walk out there with me. And they were yelling at me to come back because they had to pee. So
You were technically on the Pacific Ocean,
I was
right?
walking on the Pacific Ocean.
Yeah.
I actually walked out onto icebergs on the Pacific Ocean.
Mhm.
And I almost fell in. That was scary.
You almost fell in it?
Yeah, because I stepped on that iceberg and it was like that.
That's why we were yelling, because it was unsafe the way that you were going.
Yeah, no, that was not safe.
You didn't follow the natives where they were walking.
No, I thought I could take a shortcut.
Being the first time in Alaska, my dad even warned you, everything there tries to kill you.
Yep.
We heard so many awful stories because my mother's a ER nurse. But
Everything was, this guy got his face ripped off by a bear, and then this lady got swept away in the river chasing after her dog, never to be found again until like a year later. And like everything is just the worst possible thing you could think of. That's what happens up there. And so you kind of just, everything risky you want to do, and you're like, oh, maybe I should do that. And
But you also get the
now I'm going to be a
freedom of
statistic.
having free range to do mostly everything that you want to out there. And
Yeah, there's no park ranger telling you, you can't camp anywhere, or you can't build a dam, or you can't live there in your little tent, or you can't build a cabin in the woods. Like, because you pretty much can do anything.
Yes.
And you got to deal with people that don't, like, government doesn't really get involved, which is cool.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure there's people that the cops don't mess with up there.
They do have the Alaska State Troopers, but I don't really know too much about that.
Yeah. Like, I can't imagine there's people up there. I can't imagine there's not somebody that is just so off the grid, so backwoods their entire life, unconditioned to society, where the cops are just like, nah, we don't go mess with them. Like, they do whatever they want.
I feel like that's how it is with actually like Alaska natives.
Well, the res, yeah. They have their
Because-
own police
yes.
and everything.
And you can't be invited into their village like unless you actually know somebody, or
If you're accompanied
very
by
rare
one.
that you're
It's like a
welcomed
frat.
in.
Who do you know here?
Kind of.
Dude, they want to complain all the time. We literally gave them frat life. I mean, you're going to look at us and say that we're the bad guys? We turned around and said, hey guys, we're going to restrict who can come in here and bother you. You get casinos, you get all this alcohol, you get,
There's actually no casinos that I know of up there.
Not in Alaska.
Yeah, and you're saying that you gave it to them though, because I feel like they were around.
We
much
gave them
longer
frat
than
life.
Fraternities were.
That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying we gave them the opportunity to not worry about really all too much. If they want just a comfortable, keep their way of life, keep their own people, they can be on the res, and we'll ship stuff in there to them. And
Yeah, they are on the reserves. I understand.
I mean, they're like, who do you know here? You can't come in without knowing a brother. We kind of provided that to them.
That part I don't quite agree with, because I feel like they were around much longer.
Who cares? Okay, let's say we didn't give that to them. They wouldn't be able to say, who do you know here? You can't come in. Because all they would hear is gunshots. I mean, that's the alternative, really. Is we want this land, here's gunshots. That's how it's always been. That's how the course of history works. There's people that want land, and there's people that are on that land. And if the people that are on that land are not as technologically advanced as the people who want it, they're gone. Or they work out a deal to where they can get some, they can keep some, but then the people that are technologically advanced get most of it, or all of it, depending on how bad the people that are less technologically advanced want to live. So they didn't have all the guns and training and manpower to keep their land. It's sad. Don't get me wrong there. It sucks. It's sad. But who better to use it? The people who aren't developing as fast and creating technology and innovating, or the people who are looking for, the most advanced version of the human race that we can become. I mean,
This leads me to think, like, I don't know. Wonder who all these first people were to find these places. I mean,
you should know that.
I should.
Lewis and Clark were the first people to go all the way across to Oregon
yes.
and Washington.
But I want to know, like, Alaska in general.
You were there for 7 years.
I was.
You didn't have, like, a Alaska history class?
We actually did.
And nobody was like, here's the first people. Well, because the first people that discovered Alaska was the natives that came across the Bering Sea Strait. What is that? The Bering Sea Strait? The Bering Strait?
That's not, the Bering.
Does that sound right?
Mm-hmm. The Bering. Because they have the show where they go fishing up there in the Bering Strait.
Let's see. The Bering Strait.
Wish I would have paid more attention.
Yeah, between a lot. See, I'm from Virginia, born and raised, always been here my entire life, and absolutely schooling this chick from Alaska who spent 7 years there.
But I mean, yes, I did spend 7 years there. But I mean, I was born in North Carolina and then I was raised in Virginia for the most part.
And then you call Alaska home.
No. I say I grew up there for a majority of my life. But I did move away my junior year of high school, so I should have remembered.
Was it the majority,
Alaska,
though?
History class.
When did you move there?
I moved there 5th grade.
So you didn't spend the majority of your life there. You were there 7 years, and you moved there when you were 10 years old?
I don't remember the exact age.
Oh, it all comes out now. You're not from Alaska. You just lived there for a little bit. You don't even know who the first person was that went there. Or
I never claimed
the first American
there or from there.
I never claimed to be a fighter. Never said I was. Who was the first American?
I only remember one part about my Alaska history class, and they would give you extra credit if you ate whale blubber. And I did not do that.
Good. Glad you guys were learning. You can't name the first person that got here, but here's some extra credit if you eat this fat. Mm-hmm. All right. From at least 1562, European geographers thought that there was a Strait of Anyan between Asia and North America. In 1648, Semyon Desnyov probably passed through the strait, but his report did not reach Europe. Danish-born Russian navigator Vitus Bering entered it in 1728. In 1732, Mikhail Gvozdev crossed it for the first time from Asia to America. Asia, including Russia, as part of that. It was visited in 1778 by the third voyage of James Cook. Wow.
Okay, that one sounds familiar.
James Cook?
That
sounded familiar to me, too. I think he was one of the guys that sailed around the bottom of South America.
I could believe that.
Which is one of probably the most, other than the Bermuda Triangle, probably the most extreme voyage that you could make in the world's seas is between South America and Antarctica.
Yeah, you showed me that.
That's a fascinating read right there. In 1913, Captain Max Gottschalk crossed the East Cape of Siberia to Alaska on dog sled.
I mean, yeah, back then that's how they
Over
commuted.
the ice. Right.
Uh-huh. And they've kept it up
Oh
to
my
this day.
God. In 1987, swimmer Lynn Cox swam 2.7 miles between Diomede Islands from Alaska to the Soviet Union in 37.9 degree water during the last years of the Cold War. Wow. She was congratulated jointly by Ronald Reagan and Gorbachev. Wow.
That's
So,
impressive.
okay. So they're thinking 1778. They're thinking James Cook was the first like American guy up there, or English guy. Everything else was Russian and this half Danish guy. But yeah, so totally possible. I could swim it probably.
How long did it say it was?
2.7 miles. There's no fucking,
No way.
there's no chance. Absolutely no chance I swim half a mile. Maybe if I was dying. I swim that far. And it was like, adrenaline just powering you. You're literally burning your body fat as you're swimming. Like a freaking freight train. That's peak masculinity there. When you're on
That was a woman.
Well, she's an athlete. Mm-hmm. I'm probably like a decathlon type deal. Triathlon.
I'd love to see you do that.
Well, keep dreaming. That's not gonna happen.
That just looks like pure torture.
Yeah, that's not happening. But let's see, the falls, and then going to see the whale, and then everybody was out there on this big lake, like on the edge of town, skating around this island in the lake, and then they cleared out and smoothed off this little square for playing hockey, and all the kids were out there, and it was so cool. Like, I wish I owned a pair of skates to go out there.
I did get the chance to skate, but not on like a lake like that.
Yeah, your dad works at a hockey rink, so we went and...
One of his many jobs.
Yeah, yeah, and we went out there at probably 8 o'clock?
Yeah, it was on Christmas Eve.
Yep, Christmas Eve, and went out there and ice skated and kind of, hit the hockey puck around, had a couple sticks and everything, but ice skated on their local hockey rink. Nobody there. Ice was perfect. Just like the three of us. It was sick. Nobody fell.
Yeah.
Which was crazy. I did a lot of Bambi legs.
Y'all both had different skates than I did too.
Yeah, I made the mistake of going figure skates, which
I don't know why you chose that. I know why Sage did, but
yeah, I don't know. They
skates
looked
are...
thinner, like I would have more control, but they were harder to ride.
What skates were they?
Figure skating?
Yeah, the figure skates. They have like sharp edges at the tip of it.
Yeah, where they dig in.
Stop if they want to.
Mm-hmm.
But
and that messed me up sometimes.
Yeah. Absolutely, that's why I don't choose those ones.
I like sliding. I like spraying that.
How you stop with hockey skates and skis too, I guess.
Yep. Yeah, it is. What else?
We got to see mooses.
Yeah, we got to see moose.
Mooses.
No.
Is that correct terminology?
No. Well, for me, yeah. Look at all those meese. Got to see meese. Got to see bears.
No, we didn't see any bears.
Taxidermied.
Oh.
I saw a lot of taxidermy bears up there. Very big.
No live ones, but during the summer, if we go
saw
back up,
wolves.
we did.
Saw musk ox. Saw foxes. I saw a snow ferret, which was so freaking cool. I saw a porcupine.
Took the cake. It was the best thing that we saw.
Coolest. I saw reindeer and caribou. The reindeer were so freaking cool.
We saw the certain type of deer that are up there, the short-tailed deer.
Yeah, some kind
Blacktail.
yeah. Interesting looking deer. They're smaller than the ones we have here.
And then some rams.
Some mountain rams. When we were on the glacier trip,
some binoculars.
looked up on the mountain to our left on the way out there, and you could barely see them. They were like dots in your vision. They were so high up. But then one of the guys had binoculars, and you could zoom in on them, and they were walking up just this cliff edge on the side of this mountain. It was insane. So cool. Got a video of that I might remember to throw in. Yeah, about sums up the Alaska trip. That was just one of the most, just awesome, breathtaking the entire time. You wake up, you pour yourself some coffee, you look out the window, bam, there's the biggest mountain.
Until you can see outside, but besides that.
And then there's the biggest mountain that you've seen. It just right outside the window. It's nuts. But, after that, we came back, got back into Knoxville, and I got sick, so didn't return home, didn't record last week. Kind of gave you guys a week to rest from my bullshit. And, yeah, so now we're back. And after I got sick, we came back here. I've been working a little bit. Summer's got some time off, seeing some houses, and now we're all caught up.
Oh yeah, seeing some houses. Did we talk about going in the morning?
Yeah, well, I told him about today. We went, but
touring houses.
in the morning we're going to see that one again and talk to that guy about maybe making it ours. It's got 4 garage bays.
And 2.67 acres.
Yep. And a creek on it. It's beautiful.
That would be insane.
It's a beautiful piece of property. And, if it's like, would you rather rent or own? And I'm tired of renting.
Me too. I've been renting since I was 18.
Yeah. Tired of doing that and giving my money for other people. So we're going to start using it for ourselves and start owning something.
Yeah. Gardening, making our own food.
Yeah. Maybe raise a goat or chicken.
Yeah, all of the above.
A pig. Can we get a bacon pig?
That's the one animal that I think that I don't ever want. But
not
they
even
are
the little
really
one?
cute. I know.
The little ones that you can get so fat.
I'm just not a big fan of pork in general. I don't know. I eat it, but...
Yeah. You don't have to eat it.
And I'd be sad because they just feel too... I don't know.
You don't have to eat it. I'll eat it.
I feel like we'll never eventually have a cow, though, but... we could. That'd be a lot of work.
I'd want a cow. I'd do a cow. Maybe 2, so they don't get lonely. Well, the goats would be in there with them. If you get
some rabbits.
if you get 2 cows and 2 goats, you have to get a donkey.
Why do you have to get a donkey?
To protect them from coyotes at night. And then
donkeys are mean, though.
oh,
Have you ever heard the story when Sage was like really, really young? She was feeding a donkey a grape. And I don't know why you'd feed a small little grape to begin with.
when you give a donkey a grape.
Yeah, when you give a donkey a grape, it bites your thumb.
Oh, really? Hard?
Oh, very hard, yeah. I remember her as a kid doing that, and she bawled her eyes out.
It could have bit her thumb off.
It could have, and we were terrified from there on out.
Oh, man. Yeah, well, another lesson learned. Don't stick your thumb
Don't
in
give a donkey a grape.
Well, don't stick your thumb in a donkey's mouth.
Well,
And you're supposed to feed it like that, not like that.
Yeah, you're very
If
true.
I'm doing that
You're
to
not
a
supp-
donkey,
well, I think she was doing this. And
well,
she
yeah,
like
there
that.
you go.
Yeah, and then it bit probably her thumb and her pointer finger.
There you go. Yeah, mouth flat, hand flat, and then they can lick it out of your hand. That's with all livestock. Come on.
You're very right.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd love to own a few animals and manicure that land up and pump some water up from the bottom of the hill and Make it a nice little facility.
If only it was a little, like $1,000 cheaper, or like $100,000.
She kept saying, it's $4,000. I'm like, no, it's $400,000.
Big difference.
Big difference there. We're leaving out a couple zeros. So, getting that figured out. Somebody's outside.
You hear that? That just came on.
I think it's the neighbor.
Have y'all
Yeah, I
ever
think
met
it
the
is.
new neighbors
I have
yet?
not met the new neighbors.
Mm.
I think it is them, though, because that car's not started.
Well, you better take a nap.
So,
It's tomorrow.
well, hang on. I wanted to talk to you about something that you knew about. See, last week, or last episode, Max and I brought up the recent drama around Zach Bryan. Because he didn't,
He wasn't updated quite
Well-
on it.
he wasn't totally updated. He knew, like, some stuff had gone down.
But I've been keeping up with kind of both sides, so
Well, here's something I want to disclaim before you go on explaining.
okay.
Because I haven't heard anything new. I haven't heard any new developments.
Mhm.
I just want to say, when you're at that level of fame and you come from a background like he claims to have come from, I can 100% see how it would be very easy to fall into the ways that he has. And, you know, maybe going a little crazy with all the attention and then, you know, not knowing how to handle some things. You fly off the cuff a little bit, and next thing you know, you're enemy number one of Barstool Sports. Like, that's how fast it can happen for anybody, and everybody wants to stand there and say, you know, I would have done it this way, or that would never happen to me, or, you know, making fun of them as hard as you can. And that's just not the way to go about it. This dude's still 20-something years old, still a freaking kid, and trying to figure out how his life went from, you know, being in the Army and not being known by anybody.
And just posting
And
on
then
YouTube.
a year later, he's the biggest thing in the nation. And he still is one of the biggest artists in the nation. Like, everything dies off at some point, and he couldn't have been as big as he was forever, but he spent a lot of time being everybody's number one person.
Yeah.
And that's got to affect you and change you in different ways, in ways that you don't expect. So I want to say, you know, I forgive the guy for what I know that he might have done, acting out of pocket a little bit. Happens to everybody. I still listen to his stuff. I listen to his older stuff. The new stuff doesn't interest me much because it's not the same. But, you know, like the Deanne and Elizabeth albums and the Traveling Man EP, you know, that's kind of where I reside. And I bring those songs up and I play them myself. And it's just a lot of beauty there. So, you know, there's still a lot to be appreciated from the guy, no matter what you think about him artistically. But what I heard that he had a new girlfriend, and the Barstool people were posting about it and talking about it.
So, I mean, I still completely agree with everything that you said, and I will still listen to his older stuff. I won't listen to his newer stuff. That doesn't interest me.
Right.
He's a great musician. However, personality-wise, I feel like he's always kind of... I mean, I've never met him, so I can't speak completely on it. But he went through, like, 3 girlfriends in the span of, like, less than 2 years. And he claimed to have cheated on all of them. I never...
He claimed?
Or, like, it's been... Well, 2 of them have subpoena... Or, not subpoenas. They have, what is the thing that you sign?
Receipts?
No, what is the thing that you sign and you can't see?
NDAs?
Yes. 2 of them have been bought out by NDAs, so they can't speak on it. But
Do they know how much money they were paid to sign them?
no,
Was it the same as Chicken Fry?
probably not, because she was more well known.
So probably less than $3 million? Or
If I
2.5
had to
or whatever?
guess, Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah, one of them was even a marriage that he, like, divorced while she was on duty still. But to his most recent claims, I guess, he just posted on his story today like several, I don't know, like even like 6 or 7 posts.
He spammed the story?
Yeah. And they were all just like random pictures, and he just posted a bunch of writing about how he's tired of people belittling him, and he's kind of like taking it back and like standing up for himself. And he claims that this new girl is just a friend, and he was standing up for her and not taking any of this negative comments that everybody are saying on her.
Because, I mean, they made him public enemy for a couple weeks.
Yes, his last ex definitely made him a public enemy because she was popular before they got together. They got together, and it kind of overlapped with either his last relationship or her last relationship. So he's always been known to be a cheater, and then it was proven in his last relationship that he did. So that's why everybody's been really hard on him, and that's unforgivable in my eyes for anybody.
But I mean, you don't know how much of her doing that could have been.
She went on a tour with him for a year in the tour bus.
Yeah, well, like, who wouldn't want to do that?
And go to every concert? I don't know. That'd be a bit
what chick
Me?
wouldn't? I'm saying, like, this Brianna chick, I don't know much about her, but she's an internet personality. She's got that podcast, right?
And
she wants that
not
fame.
A great person at all. I won't advise that.
Really?
No. Because I feel like it was more on her side where it overlapped in the relationship, where she was seeing somebody before him, and they were both very, not naive, but they were very spontaneous, and they eloped very, very fast in their relationship, so that's like not a good start to begin with. But I forget where I was getting at this. She's just not, the best person. I don't know how she came to fame, but during her time with Zach Bryan, I do know that she is no longer friends with her bestest friend of like her whole entire life. He like also was shitty in that aspect where he was very bad to her friends with what I listened to.
But where did you hear that?
That was from her.
From her.
I know.
That's the thing. Most of the information that I've heard, I would say all of the information that I've heard about their relationship and this drama and this bullshit and that, like, all of it has come from her side and Barstool and people that have people that have listened to her spew shit and talk the worst shit about him, when it could have been like, hey, he didn't want to be in the relationship anymore, and then it got blown up to this proportion. You don't know.
No.
You don't know. And you know, for a guy like that, at that level of fame, all of a sudden, you don't want to do things to ruin that. And no matter what it may be, he could be hiding skeletons in the closet, but he could be worried about things that we would be like, dude, nobody cares. But he still had these women sign NDAs because he just wants to protect himself. Everybody's got private information.
I completely get
Everybody's got things they've told their significant other in secret and expect it not to come out.
Yeah. But also he's afraid that people are going to find out that he was a cheater because he was seen on multiple dating apps.
Seen on dating apps.
And there's been messages that I've seen on multiple like sources that have shown like conversations where he's like, can't tell anybody about this. Yeah.
I mean, that's just kind of assuming he's an idiot.
Yeah.
Like, it's assuming that he's the biggest idiot ever. It's like the people that went after Danny Duncan.
I don't know much about that.
I feel like that stuff was fake. Saying that he was, like, messaging underage girls and everything knowingly.
Hey, that happened to Cody Ko.
He wasn't messaging underage girls.
He
had an underage girl hit on him.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty convinced that he didn't know she was 17.
Right.
Because she basically had an OnlyFans account on her TikTok or whatever it was, Vine, whatever it was.
Yeah.
Like, the chick was a thirst trap.
Yeah. She was wanting to
and you can assume
get famous.
Yeah, you can assume that thirst-trapped chick posting her body all over social media, you can assume that she's 18 if she's doing that. It's an honest mistake I feel like anybody can make, but now Cody Ko, we've lost him from the internet.
Yeah. Did you see that? I've never been too much into him at all, but David Dobrik just returned after 2 years.
What?
Yeah, from taking a break off. And
Was that from him
almost
injuring that
killing
guy?
somebody that he worked with? Yeah. I don't know much about it.
You haven't seen that?
No, I have
You
not
haven't
seen
seen
that video.
the excavator video?
You'll have to show me that after this.
Hang on, no, we can watch it right now.
Okay.
And I'll throw it up on the. I'll try to edit
And then we'll
it
end
in.
this because I'm getting very cold and need
I'll
a
try to-
refill
Yeah.
and
Let me,
bathroom break. And apparently he came back though like shredded, absolutely shredded.
What?
Yeah,
Oh,
that's what he's been spending the past 2 years.
We gotta look at a
doing.
picture because that's hilarious.
I'll try to.
Jeff Wittick. Okay. Video of David Dobrik. It's posted on iHeart.com. What the heck?
Yeah, this is his transformation that he posted. All the
That's
comments,
fake.
All the comments,
That's
yeah,
fake.
they were like, "He's the first survivor of like a head transplant."
That's freaking fake, bro.
Well, no, there's a video as well.
That's not him. The other picture is not.
I don't know how you could fake that. That's him.
What?
flexing.
He did get
That's
fucking
him flexing,
shredded, bro.
yeah.
It doesn't, in that video, it still
No,
doesn't
that
look like it's his
picture- This
head.
picture looks awful.
It doesn't, it looks photoshopped.
Yeah.
But then when you go here,
Yeah.
it's
There's
still
pictures
like
of
when
him
he switches.
standing next to people like this and everything.
Bro, it's still so sick when people like know that they're gonna get shredded, so they take a video when they're still like chubby, and they commit that hard to it.
Yeah.
And they're like, I can't wait to take this final product video.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine how many times he took the final product video and he said, "Nah, that's still not good enough," and then he went back into the gym. That's fucking awesome.
Okay,
but-
but I gotta see this video because everybody's been talking about it.
Since he came back,
Yeah.
I didn't even know he.
He took time off because I haven't been following him.
Let's see. All right, here we go. Yeah, like. Oh god!
No.
All right, and I'll stop it there.
That probably like broke every bone in his body.
He broke a ton of bones. He cracked his head open.
Holy shit.
I mean, the boom of that excavator is.
I mean, it would have caused damage if he just fell off of it to begin with and landed in the
Right.
water.
Or landing in the water because it's
It's shallow.
a couple feet deep.
Yeah.
But I mean, slamming your body up against the hardest material, like steel, iron. It's just like, and he came
I
in there
wanna
with
look-
speed. It whipped him on there. The rope was way too short.
Yes.
It was always
Way too
It
short.
was always too short.
Yeah.
Operator David Dobrik probably
was
never.
operating
He
it.
was slinging him around
He
on
was
it.
in there.
He was in the cab. He had to watch that on his side. It slung around and hit right in front of the cab. Hit the boom of the excavator.
Wait, where did he actually hit? The arm or the cab?
He hit right here. So David Dobrik is sitting right here. He hit. Watch this part of the boom.
I don't want to rewatch that. I want to watch after it. Who is this guy and like what is his side effects now? Was he harnessed in at all or was he just holding on?
It was like a wakeboard rope, I think,
Okay.
and just holding on to it. I mean, why wouldn't you let go?
God. I mean, I don't know. You can't when you're swinging that fast. I don't know if I would have let go. I don't know if I would have saw that coming. The rope was way too short. You're right, and they weren't going with enough momentum at all.
And if it's that shallow, do you expect him to let go? Or it's like that could only end bad.
That's terrible. Imagine if he actually did kill the guy. What would have? I mean, his career would have been over.
Oh, he'd be
Good.
in jail.
Yeah.
It's involuntary manslaughter. But that apparently, and I will give a shout out to this, because it's only got 2 million views. But that's what he looks like now.
Oh wait, this is the guy now.
Liberty.
Shut up.
Yeah, this is what this guy looks like now after the healing from the accident.
His name is Jeff.
I just had surgery. Don't worry, it's not as bad as it looks. We'll have to edit this probably because I feel like I have to get up and throw up any second. I just feel like we've been really negative about a lot of things. Like, I mean, I'm not intending to be negative, but this entire.
I don't want to play his podcast for him, but he sounds good.
I wonder if it affected, like, it looks like his vision's impaired. I wonder if he can walk fine. I mean, he's lucky he can still breathe on his own and move his right arm still looks fine, but it doesn't look like he's moving his left arm because that's probably where he hit. He hit on his left side.
No. I think he...
The impact...
It looked like he hit
he
on
was
his right
swinging
side.
counterclockwise.
Well, either way.
I don't know.
Either way, just... Oh, you can see a mark, a scar right here.
Oof.
Yeah, so it was his left side. Wow.
That's insane.
Can't believe you never saw that video.
No, never until now.
And you didn't know why David Dobrik just disappeared?
I never followed him really.
Oh, yeah. I never followed him either, but I
Yeah.
saw that news. Yeah.
I
That
just
was
saw
something
that
I
it's
saw.
everywhere now that he's come back jacked.
Right.
And it doesn't seem real still.
There's one more thing, I think.
The goats?
No, the fire.
Oh.
The fire in California, it was like California, or what is it, Pasadena? The Palisades?
That sounds about right.
Either way, it was like 72 genders and 0 of working fire hydrants.
Well, there's no water in any of the fire hydrants.
No, there's not.
Trump's even spoke on that.
And I think New York Post or something wrote an article. Somebody wrote an article about their head fire marshal
Yeah.
in their government.
Well, their mayor's not even there. He's in Africa right now.
Is it their mayor or the governor?
I think it's the mayor.
The mayor? Well, the head fire marshal lady was appointed, and she's a lesbian. And it said, lesbian blank blank fire marshal representing LGBTQA, showing them how we get it done. How we get it done. And it's uncontrollably spreading.
Yeah, it's over 15,000 acres.
Not only how they get it done and it's uncontrollably spreading, but how they get it done by not upkeeping the fire hydrants in the city, and how they get it done by firing over 100 people in that department, in that area's department for firefighting, because they wouldn't get the COVID vaccination.
That's what it was over?
Yeah, so they're severely understaffed. They don't have working hydrants. The houses are just bing, 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 domino affecting.
Oh.
And conveniently, it's all it's a bunch of people that probably knew Diddy, and their houses are burning down. You know?
Yeah, I don't know if it's still unknown how the fires were started or anything.
You're really cold.
Very cold.
Yeah, what are we? Oh, we're down under 40 degrees now.
Starting not from my toes.
Yep. All right, we'll end it off there. Roller coaster of an episode.
Went all over the place.
Thanks for sticking through it with me, and thank you guys for sticking through it with us. Good to catch up. I think we're gonna have a guest on the show next week, another guest, and we'll see who that's gonna be. But I missed you guys. I love you. And Summer, any final regards?
No, I have nothing
No?
to say.
All right. Good night.
Good night.
Bye.